Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Piera and today I'm here to talk to you about all the books that I want to see made into movies or TV shows, whatever. The book to film adaptations are kind of my jam, right? Well, oof, there's a really thin line. Good book to film adaptations are my jam. Bad book to film adaptations are a fun time for everyone, because who doesn't love watching something they love get butchered? With the release of Nevernight, I thought I would try and lean more into book to film adaptation, news, information, related videos, because it's kind of something I know stuff about. And for the longest time I was like, I'm unqualified for this, but I feel like I'm not. Having made a few myself, I'm almost I'm on a really baby qualified. Anyway, here are a bunch of fantasy books that I would love to see made into film. So I guess it kind of goes without saying that I would love to see Nevernight made into a TV show. I would love to see all 3 books made into a TV show. I think TV would be the best form for something like Nevernight because it is so immersive. There is so much going on and there are 3 books. Although I feel like you could also potentially get away with like a movie for each book, but like because there's so much intricate detail, I want more. That goes without saying. And Nevernight I feel like could go really well on HBO or Netflix or somewhere that isn't afraid to get into that darker, gorier side. Next up is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Now this one I believe is already being optioned, has been optioned, has a director and a writer attached to it. There's not too much being said about it, but this is one that I would love to see. Now Red Rising is much the same. Red Rising is one of those books that I want to see in film, but I would also happily not ever see it in film because it means so much to me that I don't want it to, I just want it to just be how it is. But that being said, I would love to see it adapted for TV if it did have to be adapted, just because again, there is so much going on, it spans over so many books, and I feel like you really want to get into it and you want to get all of it and you want to get the nitty-gritty of it. I feel like it could be a very long ongoing series that I hope wouldn't lose traction over time, but obviously any series with 5+ books runs that risk. Now this is a show I would love to see on something like, again, HBO or Netflix or Amazon, because that's where the money is, and I feel like Red Rising would require a lot of money. For special effects, for the large cast, for the large production budget that it would require. I feel like Red Rising is one of those like Lord of the Rings level things that's gonna need like a lot of money and time and resources poured into it to make it truly great. Next up we have Seven Blades in Black by Sam Sykes. This one I could probably get away with as a movie or a TV series. I'm impartial. Books for me can go either way. This because I think it would be a really fun, dystopian-y sort of wasteland setting, which I'd be really interested in to see. Also, Sal, our protagonist, is one of my favorite characters. Being able to see her on screen, her interactions with the characters, I think is something that would be really interesting. This one could probably find a home on like Netflix or Sci-Fi or Amazon or something like that. Then of course we have the Book of the Ancestor series by Mark Lawrence. This is again another one of my favorite series that I really want to see in film. This one you could probably get away with having it in movies. There are only 3 books in the series. The books are pretty self-contained. There's not a huge amount going on that would need to span multiple seasons, I guess. And this one I would love to see because I think the primarily female cast of like badass, action-y related things, but also with really strong roots in friendship, which as a character, reader, actor, lover, that's my favorite thing to see. Like the world could be great, the plot could be great, but as long as I'm feeling the characters and I'm emotionally invested, that's all I really care about. I would love to see The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang made into film. This one, I feel like movies would be best for it, but it would also be like R-rated movies because of the heavy and graphic content that's in the books. This one I feel like it would be a risk to make for film because of the things that it entails and because I don't think maybe socially as a world we're ready for a lot of the things that are being said in this book, but I still think it could make for a really powerful anti-hero slash villain origin story. So that would obviously have to go somewhere like HBO or Amazon. I would love to see the Banner series by Nicolas, Eames, and I believe this is another one that's currently being optioned or shopped around or something like that. This one I think would make a really fun TV show because it's just a bunch of guys going on this quest and there's humor in it and it's funny. It gives you like the best parts of fantasy. So you get the best parts of fantasy with like the lighter hearted, progressive, not so serious, which I think would be a real difference to something like The Witcher that's out at the moment, which is quite serious, it's quite dark, it's quite broody. Whereas you go and put something like Kings of the Wild on and you cover both versions of fantasy fans, like the real hardcore, I love dark, I love broody, and the real like kind of crossover between comedy and lighter hearted fantasy. I think Vicious by V.E. Schwab could be a pretty cool movie just because it is dark and gritty and anti-hero, and I have a type, clearly. When it comes to superpowers, it's obviously something that we've seen before. I guess, like I said, it's your anti-hero story, it's from your not good guy story. And also because the relationships between these characters are so intricate, I think that would really play well in a film setting where you could become really invested from the beginning, and obviously you want to see how it plays out towards the end. I think Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence would make a really fun TV show, but it would be very much in your vein of like Game of Thrones and Witcher, like dark, broody, little bit of comedy, but like mostly just dark and heavy. But apart from all of the obvious ones or ones that have already been announced, like A Darker Shade of Magic or Throne of Glass or King Killer, all of those ones that are already in the works or something, which I realize now I did mention Red Rising, those are kind of all the ones that I'd want to see adapted to film, and a lot of those are ones that I would love to be involved in. So if you're out there, hit me up, because it's all I really want to do for the rest of my life is just make book to film adaptations. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which books you would love to see adapted to film or TV and where you think their place would be. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!